Okay, this is Jeff, W6FCC. I'm going to show how fast this IC-7610 is on the LAN port. But before we get into that, I want you to notice that the IC-7610 that belongs to G0SZI shows a serial data rate of 19200. Yet the two IC-7300s that Rich has both show a much higher baud rate. So you would think that this would show the screen a lot faster than this one would. But it turns out that when you're using the LAN as opposed to the USB connection, this baud rate is kind of irrelevant. Now let me show here in this connection set, when I go ahead and connect to the 7610, it says that the baud rate is 19.2. So you'd think, well, okay, this is going to work, but I won't be able to see the waterfall display. So let's connect to it, just see what happens here. Now you can see the spectrum scope shows up right away, and I'm going to be here on 20 meters where the noise is low. And as this thing finally comes into being, you'll notice something happening here on this spectrum scope. That is clearly much faster than you would think by looking at that baud rate. So what this shows is that this baud rate issue is unrelated when it's on a LAN port. A few other things here you've noticed, like when you go over here to the attenuator, when I right click on that, look at all the options that I have for attenuator. Not that they're all that critical. I think the IC-7300 has selection between 0 and 10, or off and 10. And there's a few other things on here that are different. But basically the operation is the same except for the speed of this scope. So if you find that to be a great advantage, you'll want to consider using the LAN port. Now I wonder if this has a bearing on the IC-7700 that one of the users is having difficulty with, and this looks like it works just fine. Okay, that's it for this one. W6FCC.